A fragile peace. A look at the Israel-Hamas ceasefire. After 15 months of brutal conflict, a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas came into effect on January 19, 2025. This hard-fought agreement brought a pause to the relentless cycle of violence that has tragically defined the region for far too long. Brokered by a coalition of international actors, including Qatar, the United States, and Egypt, the ceasefire offers a glimmer of hope in a bleak landscape. The terms of the agreement are complex, involving the gradual release of hostages and a commitment from both sides to work towards a more lasting peace. The path to this ceasefire has been paved with immense suffering and loss. The conflict, which began in October 2023 with a surprise attack by Hamas, has left an indelible mark on the region. Thousands of lives have been lost, countless others forever changed by the horrors they have witnessed. The physical devastation in Gaza is staggering, with entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble. The human toll of this conflict is immeasurable, a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of political deadlock and the failure to find a peaceful resolution. Despite the ceasefire, deep mistrust and animosity persist between Israel and Hamas. The underlying issues that fueled this latest eruption of violence remain unresolved. The question now is whether this fragile peace can hold, paving the way for meaningful dialogue and a genuine effort to address the root causes of the conflict. The international community has a crucial role to play in supporting this process and ensuring that the fragile hopes for peace do not fade. The coming weeks and months will be critical in determining whether this ceasefire marks a turning point or merely a pause in the fighting. The world watches with bated breath, hoping that this time peace will prevail. The stakes are incredibly high, not just for Israelis and Palestinians, but for the entire region. The consequences of failure are too dire to contemplate. Hostages and hope, a gradual release. A central element of the ceasefire agreement is the phased release of hostages held by Hamas. This delicate process began on Sunday, January 19, 2025, with the transfer of 3 female hostages to the Red Cross. In return, Israel released 90 Palestinian prisoners. This initial exchange, while a positive step, represents only a small fraction of those held hostage by Hamas. The agreement stipulates that subsequent exchanges will take place every 7 days, gradually reuniting families torn apart by the conflict. Those set to be released include women, children, the elderly, and the wounded. Their release offers a beacon of hope for their families and stands as a testament to the power of diplomacy even in the most challenging of circumstances. However, the release of hostages has not been without controversy. The Palestinian prisoners being released in exchange for the hostages are individuals convicted of various crimes, including attacks on Israelis. This has sparked debate within Israel, with some arguing that the release of these prisoners rewards terrorism and could endanger the lives of Israeli citizens. Nevertheless, the release of hostages remains a crucial element of the ceasefire agreement and a symbol of progress towards a more peaceful future. As the phased release continues, the world will be watching closely, hoping that each exchange brings us one step closer to lasting peace. The resilience of the hostages and their families serves as a powerful reminder of the human cost of this conflict and the urgent need for a just and lasting resolution. Gaza in ruins, the long road to recovery. The ceasefire has brought much-needed respite from the violence, but the scale of destruction in Gaza is staggering. Years of conflict culminating in the recent war have left the Gaza Strip in ruins. Homes, hospitals, schools, and critical infrastructure lie in ruins, a testament to the brutal reality of war. The human toll is immeasurable, with thousands killed and countless others physically and emotionally wounded. Rebuilding Gaza will require a monumental effort, one that extends far beyond bricks and mortar. The international community must come together to provide immediate humanitarian assistance, addressing the urgent needs of the Palestinian people. Food, water, shelter, and medical care are paramount in these early days of recovery. However, the long-term reconstruction of Gaza presents a unique set of challenges. The international community must work to ensure that aid reaches those who need it most, navigating the complex political landscape and ensuring transparency and accountability. The rebuilding process must prioritize sustainability, creating jobs, fostering economic growth, and empowering the Palestinian people to rebuild their lives. The road to recovery will be long and arduous, but it is a journey that must be taken. The international community has a moral obligation to support the Palestinian people as they rebuild their lives and strive for a brighter future. A region transformed, political fallout and international scrutiny. The recent conflict and subsequent ceasefire have sent shockwaves throughout the region, reshaping political landscapes and igniting international debate. In Israel, the war has exposed vulnerabilities in its security apparatus and fueled internal divisions. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu faces mounting pressure from both sides of the political spectrum, with some criticizing his handling of the war and others demanding an even tougher stance against Hamas. Beyond Israel's borders, the conflict has had far-reaching consequences. Hezbollah, the Iran-backed terrorist group based in Lebanon, played a significant role in the conflict, drawing Israel into a multi-front war for the first time. The conflict also marks Israel's first direct confrontation with Iran, signaling a dangerous escalation in regional tensions. Iran has emerged from the war with its regional influence diminished. Hezbollah suffered substantial losses, and the crumbling of the Assad regime in Syria has further weakened Iran's position. The shifting geopolitical landscape presents both challenges and opportunities for regional actors and the international community as a whole. Israel, despite its military dominance, faces growing international scrutiny over its conduct during the conflict. Allegations of war crimes and human rights violations in Gaza have sparked outrage and calls for accountability. The International Criminal Court and the International Court of Justice are currently examining these allegations, which Israel vehemently denies. The international community must now grapple with the complex task of fostering lasting peace while addressing the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and upholding international law. The path forward is fraught with challenges, but the pursuit of peace and justice remains paramount.